Hey, we're live. We are alive. Hey, this is testing, guys. We're just testing. We're simulcasting my channel and Otaku's channel. We've been wanting to do this for a while. So yeah. Uh, who's Umyang? Umyang. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we're testing for tomorrow. So we're gonna just tease a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. So as you know, Namyan and I met up this last weekend, Thanksgiving Day weekend actually, and we went on a comic book hunt and haul,
Right?
and we didn't really get a chance to talk about. I mean, we'll talk about it more in detail, I guess, on Saturday. But I didn't really get a chance to hear your thoughts on the day. So, what did you think of that day, Young?
Oh,
Our
25 cents
first,
a
yeah,
book. I mean,
uh-huh.
then dollar book. And then we went to that we have bonus store that we're gonna go to. I haven't shown any of that. I didn't even tease about that yet.
Yeah.
The second store that we went to. Yeah, it was a full day. We had a hearty stomach, and you know, it was awesome. It was too fun. It was too fun.
Yeah, we're not
And
going to give too much away, but I share the same sentiments. I've already said this. I think I was speaking to Fanboy Prime. We were chatting uh, online, and I told him it was the most fun I've ever had at a comic book shop, and it was in large part just that the fact that you and I were together, um, just after being kind of online and knowing each other online, but it was the first
hold
time
on.
we're yeah.
I got a little message on my stream. Hold that thought. Hold that thought.
Okay.
Let me see. Okay, I see it. I'm gonna mute it. I'm gonna live chat it. I'm on your channel right now,
Hmm.
testing. So I put a chat on there. It came up.
Yeah, there we go. I
Hey
see
Ben,
Ben
come
come.
to. So you could every time you push the plus button
Oh,
to
okay.
show, yeah, and then you push it again to take it off. Yeah, take the band on, take the band off. Ben, thanks
Gotcha.
for being a test subject. And then,
That's awesome.
so yeah. So what were we? What were we?
Yeah, so just the thoughts on the day. Again, for me, it was just a great day because I got to spend it with you. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
like it wasn't just like live streaming or talking online. It was actually like just physically being together. We had a good breakfast. We again went to the comic book shops. We're hunting, and we're really focused on hunting. I mean, you and I were both, we were talking throughout the day,
Uh-huh.
and just talking books and talking life. But we were also like
Dur-
really
when you,
focused.
during the hunt, we're like,
Yeah, like we were digging and looking. So we were definitely there with a purpose. And I don't know. For me, I was really happy with my haul. I don't know how you feel.
I'm super happy with my haul.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that.
yeah,
I'm really happy with my haul. I look at my books now and I'm just thinking, man, this is quite pot. So if I add it with the other books, I picked up just a few books right before we met up. I
yeah.
couldn't contain myself. I spent a little bit of money because I ran into a lot of great books at half price books. So I spent a little bit of money right before we met up, So when we do the comic book haul Saturday, I'm going to show those books along with the books you and I both picked up.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, and
Uh,
so I think you picked up a lot of more books, but I think the way we should do it is like you show a book, I'll show a book, and then eventually I'll probably run out of books before you, and then you can just end with
I have a three categories: the quarter books, dollar books, and then the second store books.
okay, yeah,
Like three for $1. I mean
yeah,
three for $2, right? Three for two
three for
dollars.
$2. Yeah,
Yeah,
you got a quite a bit there as well, right?
yeah. So
Yeah,
we could so I got to divide into those three areas, and looks like you got the books from the half price. I think you
quarter
got some quarter
bits.
book. You got a quarter books,
Hmm.
dollar books. You don't
I
have
got
dollar books.
well. So you got me $2 books. You got me
Hmm.
two $1 books. And I did pick up a $2 book at the second place. So I got a couple, and also I have my half price books. So I think you're probably going to show from like lowest to most
Yeah,
expensive, right?
yeah.
I'll try to do that as well. I'll try to go from lowest to most expensive.
Although I think probably my dollar bin finding is the best ones.
Yeah, I
But
know, I know. You could save those for last though. You don't have to
yeah,
show those right away. But
yeah,
yeah, I think your dollar. I do think I know which one. I mean, you're going to show one off right now. I think
yeah.
that could easily
Because
be
I already made a. I hope you guys like my brain freeze shorts. It's called shorts, right?
yeah,
The YouTube shorts. Man, I got over 1.2K view on that.
yeah. I saw that. It's
so
impressive.
so, yeah, I wanted to show that book that I showed. I got this for $1.
Yeah,
Let
look at
me,
that.
let me let's see.
Yeah, go large. There you go.
So I know it's not in good condition, but it's a 12 cents book. I
Yeah,
mean, it's silver age book for
great
$1.
cover. Great cover too.
And Metal Man. It's Metal
Yeah,
Man. I mean,
I love that cover. That's a
yeah.
beautiful cover.
So, and I have a books that I'm even more happier than this one. I'm happy about this one, but so
So
and
that's not
that
your book. That's not your book of the hall.
no, not
No,
I mean, no.
that's a great book though.
Yeah, it's good book. Yeah, I mean, it's not in good shape, but you know, for $1, I'll take this any
Oh
day.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
when I saw you dig that out, I was like, wow, that's an amazing find. Silver Age Metal Men for $1. Conditions not that bad.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
a pretty 100 issues. So
yeah,
that
yeah.
number 35,
Nope, great
and
find.
I became I always like Metal Man. I never read it, but when I read the first issue that I showed you, I mean not first issue, but reprint of the first issue, I became a fan of it because how quirky it is and the all the terms they have, that are a little more historical, like they called it responsometer. Nowadays we call it AI, but back then they called it responsometer, and
Yeah.
so it's cool. It was cool, artificial intelligence, but yeah, back in 1960.
No,
So
that's great. I mean, the more you tell me about it, the more it sounds like a really interesting book. People should go check it out. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think I've been reading on it just a year ago. Somebody talked about making TV series or movie about this.
I think it is
So
coming. James Gunn alluded to possibly, like everything is up for, rebranding or
but
reimagining.
it's really quirky. I mean, it's it fits in right in with the today's Marvel movie or even DC movies where you could have some lot of comedy in this one, right? And
Oh
then
yeah,
you have some intellectual
yeah,
things happening with this one because
yeah.
you got these. I mean, who doesn't love all these artificial intelligence like in Star Trek? Think about
Data.
Star Trek AI data, right?
Yeah.
Or yeah, so who doesn't love artificial intelligence? And you got like 5 of them or 6 of them, right?
That would be a great thing to reboot.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. Now show me your stuff. Show me your stuff. Let's tease your stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So this is just a taste. It's a tease. It's a preview of our broadcast Saturday, where we're going to go over the Unmyeong hunt and haul. We're going to talk more in detail about our day together and show off
Hey,
all the books
K-pop.
that we picked up. What's up, Junkie? All right. So
Unmyeong is a fate. Fate.
Unmyeong is fate. Yeah.
Yeah.
And basically, it's a Korean philosophy and word for destiny, fate. And just think of it as like you're on a road, and everything you meet on that road is your unmyeong. That road is your unmyeong. So I really take that linear state of mind on a hunt and a haul. Those are every book you pick up is potentially an unmyeong book.
And this social media is Unmyeong, how we connect.
Correct. Our real life connection now is also Unmyeong.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the book. Now this is a book that you actually gifted me on our hunt, and so I thank you for this book. You didn't need to get that for me, but I really appreciate it.
The owner gave it to us for free, so I mean,
Yeah.
he gave us two books free on top of being quarter and dollar. He gave us $2 books free for free. So
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah.
So this book here is, again, you gifted me, and this is a reprint. It's a great cover too. It's a reprint of Marvel. What is it? Marvel Spotlight #5, which is the first appearance of Ghost Rider. So the inside of this comic is the reprint of the Marvel Spotlight 5.
Oh, the original art and everything.
The original art and
Oh,
everything.
cool. That's cool. Okay.
But it's a modern, it's a modern cover with Mark Teixeira, who did Ghost Rider in the 90s. And this is a 90s book. It's published in the 90s, 92.
So that is so cool. Can I pick into that? Can you pick into that?
Oh, you want to peek at it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it right now. Here we go.
Because I don't know if I would have given you that if I knew about that.
That's true. It is Ghost Rider. I didn't know Ghost Rider was one of your
No, I have a couple of Ghost Rider magazine. I didn't really collect.
Yeah, you're gonna geek out to this, Hyun. Did you think this was a modern book?
Yeah, I think it was just modern book.
No, this is the first. This is Marvel Spotlight #5 reprint. Really cool book.
So the inside is at least a Bronze Age.
Yeah, inside is Bronze Age.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful book. And it's the cover again, the first appearance, with all the 90s ads. It's not like
really?
Yeah, see, it's got all the
90s ad. Okay,
90s ads. It's not like a true facsimile in that sense.
Yeah, not true.
Just a reprint.
Replica.
I'm just gonna, Johnny Blaze. Cool. First appearance of Johnny Blaze. Right there on the front cover, right there. First appearance of Johnny Blaze. Pretty cool.
That's really cool. That's good.
Yeah.
It's almost cool as my Metal Man's reprint. Almost.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah.
All right. That was a good preview. What'd you do this week?
Oh, I've been editing videos. I don't think I've been working. Whatever break I have, I've been editing videos. Like I've been making all the teaser videos, the shorts and the that's it. And I'm trying to catch up because I don't know if you noticed or not, but I'm putting out videos that I filmed in like September. Is it September? I like this one better. I don't know if When is it? Yeah, about 2 3 months ago. I guess it doesn't matter.
I saw the record. Yeah, the record one.
Yeah, record one. Yeah,
The
the
guy you
record
met in
one.
Tennessee. I saw
Yeah,
that video. Yeah.
yeah. So I got. I mean, I have other videos like when I met the basketball. Basketball Brian. I don't know if you know him. He's car guy. He does car. I met him at the Oklahoma City. So unfortunately, the comic book meetup I told you was the first time, but I forgot all about he and I meeting up at the comic book store. So
Yeah, that's great.
yeah, so that's I have that video. I have a video of dugout, and of course I got still a whole bunch, tons of videos on my London trip and the comic book store I went in. I visited I think 3 comic book store in London. So there's a bunch of videos that are comic book related, even though it
They,
may be family trip, but
yeah.
it's
You still haven't gotten to editing them yet.
yeah, I still haven't gotten editing them. And of course, then whenever I get back home, I have to, I forgot about, well, not, I didn't forget. It's always in my head. I just didn't get around to sending you the books. I need to send the uh, Thomas some books. I need to send um, the actual Dracula. I need to send them a book. I need to send the Panda Bear a book. I need to send the Rogers some books.
Man, that's a lot of
It's just
work.
yeah. I'm gonna be like a little. What do you call those? Santa's helper, but doing all the. No, that's one. That's why I cannot be a salesperson. I mean, I cannot sell comic books on eBay, for instance. I hate shipping. I don't like
Yeah,
shipping. I don't like
it's the
packaging and
worst.
shipping.
It's the worst. It takes me forever to just pack up a comic.
Yeah, I want to be careful with it, and I don't want
Yeah,
it to, you know. So
exactly.
then I gotta do I think 2 or 3 drawings on top of that to send it out to. Yeah, so I got a lot of things. Hobby wise, I'm really busy. Of course, my work is busy. I'm super busy at work.
Yeah, I know.
So because
It's
all
been a
those,
busy work week for me as well. Yeah, I mean it. I did one video which is gonna pop up tomorrow. Um, just another one of my end of the year lists.
sorry about I didn't ignore the chat. I ignored the chat room here.
Oh
And
yeah, we're kind of ignoring everybody. What's up, everybody?
Trev, what's up?
Trev,
Noren, Noren the
Lauren
82.
Rad, yep.
Uh, Trev again, saying hi.
K-pop
K-pop,
junkie.
saying hi. K-pop. Then what is this? I have to like, it's my job. Yeah, yeah. Is that so? Trev, you are a regular seller, or I mean, that's when what's his name? I don't know if he Bronze Age nerd was talking about it other day. Being a sales. I have nothing wrong with people selling their comic books, uh, and I have nothing wrong. I mean, I have nothing against or people selling comic book, people speculating, and even people flipping and stuff. I mean, I, I used to be a salesperson, so I have nothing wrong. I have nothing against that. Uh, I say I don't sell books. That's not me being prideful about me not selling books. I'm just lazy. I don't want to go out there and ship books. I don't,
Yeah,
you know,
it's hard to sell books. I've been I'm
I
selling on
ship without break. Okay.
I'm selling on Mercari right now. And first of all, I don't sell anything that I think people want. That's the first and foremost thing. Like, I'm trying to sell stuff like, let me grab something. I'm trying to sell something like this, like Grendel. I don't know
Uh,
if you guys want. If somebody wants Grendel, it's yours for like $2.
so
Um,
how do you justify buying a $2 books on a that that costs
that ship,
$5
yeah,
shipping?
shipping exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's like it's difficult to sell because I'm not going to sell the stuff that people want. Like this one, I'm not going to sell it, right? I'm not going to
You,
sell any of this
you
stuff,
be
right?
fit. Yeah.
Um, so the stuff I've added that I do want to sell, I find that it's not necessarily what people want. That's fine. Also, you know, some of them are keys, but if you try to sell it for what the book value is, again, people aren't going to want to buy it. So I've just had trouble selling stuff. I've sold like a few books, but I've had to really, sell them at like a steep discount or like bundle them up and almost like sell them for nothing. So it's the fortunate thing is I do pick up books really cheap, so it's not like I'm losing money, but it's not like I'm making tons of cash either. It's like I only sell a few bucks, and really I'm in it for the
All right,
hobby.
be fit. Who are you calling who poops now? Don't be mean.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pick up books more than trying to sell them. I would like to flip and because I mean there are books there. I've got a big box of books that I don't want. So as you know, I have a huge, not huge. I have a filing cabinet now,
Mhm.
and I'm only gonna keep PC books in that filing cabinet. I've decided, and there are a lot of books in the filing cabinet, along with the books I've set aside here that are for sale or trade. And if I can sell them all for a decent amount of money and use that to get a big book, that's fine. I would love to do that. But what's going on?
Yeah, yeah. But I did also buying. I like buying an LCS because, like, when I'm buying one or two books at eBay, that feels like such a waste
It's a waste, yeah.
because shipping is like a, you know, and you don't expect to, even if it's $10 books, you pay $5 more for the shipping.
Yeah.
Buying one
Yeah.
book set. So I will buy it a lot from the eBay, but yeah. Back to selling stuff. I mean, I used to sell stuff, and I used to sell um, laptop,
Mm.
Dell laptops, and for me to sell every week, I have to be able to buy. Right now, way I sell used stuff because reason I sold used stuff because I didn't want to compete with the Best Buys and people who continuously bring out new stuff because let's say Best Buy sells 10 laptops, they can always order it again from same manufacturer, right? I mean, me, even if I get it at same price as Best Buy, I won't be able to move 10 laptop. I'll be only able to move one. And it, it just doesn't make me money because it's Best Buy can afford to, undercut everybody. So how I strategize on selling used stuff is that if I buy enough of it, I sell it, but then there's I got rid of the supply because
Hmm.
it's used.
Hmm.
I mean, they don't remanufacture all this used stuff, right? I mean, they get a lot of refurbished stuff. So I have to constantly look for my sources at different places, and I have to have that in system. I gotta look for the supply. I have to constantly change my supply line because everybody's different people have used stuff at different times, right? Not like a manufacturer where you go to manufacturer X to get the new stuff. So you always have to constantly battling and trying to constantly buy enough so that my competition doesn't buy it, or if they buy it, they don't buy it in quantities to undercut me. So you got to get that system going, right? Yeah. And comic books is even worse than that because the and if I
Inventory piles up.
even even if you sell it, you have a problem because where are you going to get your next batch? See, it doesn't make any sense if you're selling stuff to make profit. You have to have a system. You got to have a system that repeats. That otherwise you're constantly reinventing wheels, and that's inefficient as heck. So as I say, no way I'm going to be able to have a system set up and figure out a way to constantly package things exactly the same way because every every pack is different, right?
Yeah.
And it, and then you never know where your next supply is going to come from. So the idea of making money selling comic book is not for me because I just don't have this. I'm not willing to make up a system for it. And for me to be selling and making some kind of profit from it, I have to have a system where I can repeat myself without having to reinvent different methods every time. So,
Mhm. No,
yeah,
that's good advice. I mean, um, I think people think like people like myself when I first had the notion of like trying to sell stuff, I thought, oh yeah, I could do it. Like it's just like how hard could it be? You just kind of create a channel, you try to connect with people, and you put the books at a little discount price. Um, but it's much harder because people are really only out to get people on the sites are really only out to get keys. They're not going to eBay to buy like like
run fillers,
yeah,
run fillers, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And if they
So
are buying run fillers, like for myself, a run when I'm looking for run fillers, I'm looking for the absolute bargain basement price, like
yeah,
$1.50.
readers copies,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. So
Yeah. So it's a I admire people who sell on different platforms and channels and sell at the comic shops because that it's really it's a life passion to be doing that, to really be devoting yourself to selling comic books
I love dollar bin fire.
means you have to it means you're really passionate and dedicated to the hobby, because I think that's how most people get into comic book selling, right? It's like they're a collector and then they decide, okay, I'm going to make this my work
if
and business.
if you have a system down where let's say you figure out like one of the YouTubers, he goes to all these garage sales, flea markets, and he constantly have a supply of books coming in, and he constantly finds keys in one of those tries, right? And then he would sell those keys. Now, you, if he can constantly do that, then it's so like a. I look at it as like when you're pushing something heavy, you push, and then you finally push and it start going. Then you constantly have to push it. Otherwise, if you stop, then you have to initiate that. You exhausting yourself every time you have to stop and do it again. So once you got that push going, you have to keep on pushing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you can do that by not knowing what your source is. Not you got to have all that set up and
Yeah.
have a system set up. You got to know how you're going to package the book
Yeah.
each time, same time. Where you're going to where you're going to go ship it at, or you got to have all the packing supplies ready. So I've seen some eBay books I buy. These guys make their own little Gemini boxes. Very creative. I admire their dedication, but I see this guy making his own Gemini boxes. I'm going, that's a lot of work. That's just the profit. You're like or, you're running your own sweatshop. For few measly dollars, you're running your own sweatshop.
All right,
Uh,
Norin Red is selling X-Men back issues. Nine for $5. What? How far back are we talking about? Are we talking about like modern X-Men books, or are we talking about like 90s X-Men books, or even 80s X-Men books? Because I would buy 80s X-Men books. Uh, I would pay up to $5 for them on some of them.
No,
Modern, okay.
I went to regional comic book store in New York. By the way, I have some film on that one too. By the way, I didn't release it yet. Anyway, I went to regional collectibles in New York City, near Flushing, and they had this uh, bunch of comic books they were selling for like $10 to $12. They were either Bronze Age, Silver Age, and if you bought five of them, it was $20. So
Wow.
so if you bought five of them, so if I picked up five Bronze Age or Silver Age books, that would be $4 each, right?
Uh-huh.
So that is my standard when I'm buying these, Bronze Age books.
What was
I
it?
don't
What was
want
the
to.
grade on those books?
It's I said mid grade to a little bit lower than mid
Oh,
grade.
okay, big grade. But I mean, they weren't like necessarily keys. They were kind of just like run fillers. You're saying?
I don't know if they were kids or not. Honestly, I don't know. I didn't pay attention to that. I bought it for as a run filler, but
Mhm.
uh, but that became my little reference point.
Benchmark.
I don't want to pay more than $4, $5 per book,
Mhm.
even if they're Bronze Age. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, if it's like the book that you got me, I made a video about that today. Uh, I made a video about us eating, so that's gonna go out tomorrow. So,
Great.
so
Oh, so
yeah,
you're gonna put the hunt video? Okay, you're gonna put the hunt video out tomorrow.
no, I'm gonna put out what we ate, and then I'm gonna
Oh, okay, and then
yeah
kind of okay.
yeah. Then I'm just gonna say, hey, come see us for revealing our books. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah, I think the modern stuff is gonna be harder to sell, just because it's kind of one of those things like modern books. I think don't have a lot of traction yet. Um, and they a lot of the books right now have high print runs. They don't have a lot of traction. Um,
About a about a, it, I noticed some people do this when they put collection of books, modern or whatever. They either they they either put in some kind of key books in there, uh, Bronze Age books in there, Silver Age books in there. Not, I mean, they're making little what do you call it, mystery boxes, right? Then sell the mystery boxes, but that you guarantee that you get at least one key, you get at least one Bronze Age, one
that'd
Silver
be great.
Age, and then you sell the whole mystery box that way. So then the run filler will be, in those one of those.
Yeah, so you're like putting at least one good book. That's the value of the box, and then just kind of fill some tough stuff you want to get rid of and sell it. Yeah, that's a great idea. I think there are people that buy stuff like that because it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Also, people, like when they're running YouTube channel, I buy mystery box just to make a content sometimes. So, or
Mhm.
I buy mystery box to give it away myself.
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
yeah, it's
let's.
hard. It's hard. It's hard. No matter what, that's why I don't sell it. It's not because, oh, I just I don't sell. Just a collector. I'm not a seller. It's nothing like that. Because I'm mentioning this because Bronze Age Nerd was mentioning that because I did say these things before. Oh, I don't sell comic books, but it's not a me being prideful about not
Yeah.
selling comic books.
Yeah.
It's just that I think it's too hard to sell for me anyway. So
Yeah.
And I'm not willing to put that kind of energy into it.
I think there's a fine line between identifying as a collector and identifying as a seller. And I know, like, for example, Bronze Age, I know he considers himself probably more of a collector than a seller, but he does do both. Like,
Yeah.
he spends time on YouTube, selling books, doing auctions, and he's very good at it. And he's very good at marketing and selling the stuff that he's got. And again, that takes a good amount of skill to be able to
It's really
put
hard to
that work
balance that because when you're selling stuff, you are, I mean, the appearance. There's an old Korean saying. There's an old Korean saying. And you don't tie your shoe in front of a melon patch. You heard of that one?
in. No.
Never heard of that one. You don't tie your shoe in melon patch. Why? Because when you bend down to tie your shoe, you look like you're about to steal a melon. You are, when you become a seller, you are putting yourself in that position where you could be perfectly honorable person selling stuff, but you are putting yourself in that position where it appears that you might be trying to put something over someone, right? So you got to really be able to balance that. And as a seller, this is my number one uh, thing that I I bought into is that you work hard to earn trust. You don't just steal trust. You don't fake trust. You don't get a. You just work hard to earn trust,
Mhm.
and it's very hard work when you want to become a seller and still look like you're being a
Yeah.
honorable seller. That's a lot of
Yeah.
work.
Yeah. No, I there are good sellers and there are bad sellers, and definitely the bad ones are the ones that aren't transparent. They don't they say, "Oh, I don't know what this grade is," when that's kind of your job, right? If you're as a collector and as a seller, you're probably a combination of both in most cases. So to say like you have no idea what the grade is, you're not a grader, that's, I mean, you should have an idea of that. Otherwise, you shouldn't be in the hobby. Like, I I grade my stuff all the time. So, and I will let people know, hey, this is VF. This is a fine. This is a good. I will let people know at least mid grade, high grade. Give them an idea and let them know all the little flaws and details on the book. So those are really the responsible good sellers. If you're trying to like sell
Oh,
a mid grade book at a high grade price, then that should be. Oh,
we
got
we
some
going
bots.
some places.
We
We
got some
going some
bots.
places. We got some sex spots.
All right, so let me just kind of show. These are all available for sale or
Thanks,
trade.
Trev.
So if you guys want these books, send me offers or I would rather trade for these than sell them. So please send me a trade offer. And again, any combination or all of these are available for trade. I'll give away this entire pile for a Jim Lee artist edition, which Namyan Young has. We got Grendel Warchild, Vertigo. This is the preview, the number one edition of the preview. You're the villain. This is on the back cover. This Dragon Chang. That's a cool one. This is actually a cool one. This is number one of Deadly Cast. This is canceled, but this is the San Diego or New York Comic Con
That guy
edition.
looks like
So
that what's his name? The Wong from Doctor
Wong, yeah, it
Strange.
is Wong. He's that's it, Wong from Doctor Strange, but he's
Oh,
also plays it, I guess. These are two characters in this series that was canceled,
mm,
sci-fi series. called Deadly Class. I never watched it. This is a cool card. If you like Star Trek stuff, this
Oh,
is
is
a
that a
cool.
Cisco?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's
a
Cisco.
Cisco mint card in a Star Trek
What
comic.
issue is that? What issue is that
It's
one?
Star Trek Deep Space Nine #2 from Malibu,
Mm, yeah.
with the Cisco card again. Extreme Liefeld comic there,
Life is stuff.
Sacrifice. This is a key book. It's where
Yeah.
Angel loses his wings. That one I may keep. This is a first Ghost Rider Moon Knight, a third issue of the Star Trek Marvel run. This is a key book, Silver Surfer there,
Hey,
key
Silver
book,
Knight, Kyle.
Iron Man,
Hello.
Second Armor Wars, Death of Sinestro. This is, I think, the second appearance of Legion.
I don't know what that is referred to.
X Factor, Sandman, or
Dong,
this is
dong, dong, dong,
there we
dong,
go.
dong. What's that?
This one is actually these are two 12 pence books from the Bronze Age. Those
Hey,
are
I mean, I have that one in. I think that I have that one in. I mean,
yeah,
I
the US
think I have
price.
that particular issue.
Yeah,
Not
this is
pence, not pence.
yeah, this is
though.
a 12 pence.
I like pence. Look at the other one. Let me look at the other pence book.
This one is also a pence book, but someone put like white like whiteout on the 12 pence. I don't know why they would do that, but they kind of have whiteout on there, so it's not their best.
Hi, Diamond Princess.
Hey, Diamond. We've got Green
Pistol
Lantern
joke.
Corps. These are both keys.
Okay.
Batman Nightfall, Super Friends. This one actually, I bought because it was like nostalgia for me.
Oh, it's a
Great
TV
cover.
thing.
Yeah, I may want to keep that. The Good Asian, actually, I'm going to keep that. I just want to. For me, it's like I got back into comic books as this came out, and so it's just nice to see like an Asian American creator get the Will Eisner nominated for the Will Eisner Best Book of the of the Industry
That's
Award.
a those books.
There's a reprint.
Marvel Tales.
Mm-hmm. Marvel. Oh yeah, Marvel's Greatest Comics.
Okay, Marvel Tales.
Great Black Adam cover there. Great Harley cover there. Harley 1. But this is a Halloween edition for people who like reprints or like third
Shape
or
of
second
Water
prints.
Bucket for my bird. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. X Factor there. Boom Boom. Good Boom Boom goodness. X Factor there as well. And then this one, I'm kind of waiting for this one to spike. I'm waiting on that.
Isn't that aren't you, isn't that a issue number
Liefeld.
2
This is a Prophet the first
for solo? Okay, but it's
solo.
not first appearance.
Not first appearance.
Yeah.
But it's like Jake Gyllenhaal is gonna be in the Prophet movie. It's supposed to.
When the twin powers activate, it's a Prince reference. Yeah.
So yeah, all
Okay.
these books are available. They're just not. They're just books I don't consider any of these PC worthy books.
What I decided to do was I like what Brian was doing. He got a box of just books that he don't want and just give them away.
I may do that.
I think I'm going to make up a box where, and I decided I'm going to have an OC section, original collection section, where hey, this I'm never going to get rid of, and any repeats, any keep books that that I don't like. I'm probably going to make little boxes. Then I do have a box for those one and done experiments. Those I probably will keep to a certain point, But it's not something that I say I'm going to collect these, because if I say it's one and done, then why am I going to keep it?
Yeah.
Uh,
These books actually, I bought them
yeah,
for
that's right.
specific
That's right.
reasons, right? I bought them I did want them to, I thought they were cool books. They're keys. A lot of them are keys. A lot of them are just kind of like
I think
nostalgic.
that Prophet came on one of those mystery box for me. I got one, so
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I got it from mystery box.
Those Prophet books are actually three really clean, like minty clean books. I got three of them for $1, so that was
Mm.
like a really good. But I just don't, like that. I got them out of kind of like speculation, with the intent I was going to sell all of them, but it hasn't really. I mean, the movie news hasn't dropped. Like, no updates on the movie have come out, and it's been a year almost. And so I mean, when the movie, I guess the trailers and stuff drop, these books will be sought after. Maybe that'll be a good time to try and sell them for.
See, I thought the movies make comic books valuable, but I got bummed on X-Men 101, and then I got bummed on John Carter Warlords. Freaking what? Disney Disney made a movie. They spent what, nine hum- 9 million billion or whatever that was.
Uh-huh.
Crazy amount of money to make this
Yeah.
John Carter
Was it
movie.
was it that bad?
I thought it was all right, but
Yeah, I thought it was all right.
it flopped,
It
right?
flopped. Yeah.
It flopped, and then the books are what, you know.
That's the risk, right? It's a risk about speculating because you just don't know what.
Well, I mean, I got that book when I was a kid, so I mean, I actually, that's the one of those books that you could say that I speculated as a kid, because I bought it, and I bought another copy, and I bought the giant size, and so I got, so for me, buying two books was out of the question. So that was my spec book.
Yeah.
And when I saw that movie being announced, I was going, yes. And then the
Yeah, I'm gonna
flop
be a
said,
millionaire, and then you didn't sell it, and then it flopped. Yeah, that happens, and that's the kind of the way I feel about. Not that I
yeah,
bought it.
I like. I didn't think it was that bad. I don't know why. I think Disney didn't market it well. I mean, and the thing about it is, since they flopped on it, they're not going to make it again. And I, I would love to see a John Carter movie again.
Yeah, that's
And
that's a real unfortunate. That's really the unfortunate thing. It's like when the movie flops. Like, for example, the Dark Tower series.
oh, I
I
love
didn't
Dark
even. I
Tower.
Yeah, I know. I didn't even realize they made a movie out of it, and
Yeah.
then you tell me that it was not a good movie, and I believe you. It you know it.
Okay, the Dark Tower movie. It, Idris Elba played the man, what do you call, a gunslinger, right?
Mhm.
Now that Dark Tower is a 7 book plus one extra book, and to me, out of those 7 books, second book is the best. It's called Drawing of the Three. Reason
You like
why,
Drawing of the Three best?
yeah, I like the Drawing of the Three best.
Okay.
And the reason why I was so upset when they did a what do you call it, a race swap. It Idris Elba got play. I mean, black guy playing white cowboy. I mean, it makes sense, since this is all about multi-dimensional stuff, right? But I didn't like it because the in Drawing of the Three, you got Odetta,
She's
yeah, and
black. Yeah.
she's a black, and she has multiple personality, good personality, bad ones, and she has a struggle with uh,
Schizophrenia.
she has struggle. She's one of her personality have is a having struggle with the white people demanding something from her, right? So that uh, Nolan the gunslinger struggling with this Odetta. That struggle, to me, that's what makes the drawing of the
Yeah,
three
the
so interesting.
interracial, yeah, the
Yeah, that
interracial
yeah.
love.
When they say,
So
"Oh, we're gonna
wait,
put Idris Elba in there," I'm going, "What happens to Odetta?"
yeah, yeah,
That
I
struggle
feel you.
between,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
totally feel you. I totally feel you. Um, so did Odetta come out in that movie?
no, no, no.
And Jake, what about Jake?
Jake, I don't know if I think there's representation of Jake, but they didn't have. I think it's supposed to be, uh,
Just the gunslinger. It was just
yeah,
like kind of like the guns, like the
Gunslinger
pre.
versus the Man in Black. That's it.
That was
You know,
it.
yeah.
But it wasn't like a one shot. They were preparing. They were prepared to do more sequels, right? If that did well.
Yeah, but I just that told me they're not going to do the drawing of the three,
Oh,
which
they're
was my
doing another Dark Tower. You know, that's what Norton
when
Red is saying. They're going to do another Dark
I hope
Tower.
so. I hope so.
They have to.
I hope
They have
so.
to. It's too. You got to have 7 movies.
Wizard and Glass was good. I like Wizard and
Wizard and
Glass.
Glass was the best. So, Young, when you said Drawing of the Three was the best, I kind of disagree in that sense.
Well, I mean,
Wizard and
this
Glass
is
was
just
the
a
best.
personal favorite. I mean,
And the
there's no.
reason I thought Wizard and Glass was the best was because of the they go, they tell the story of how Roland's love dies. That's just a great.
Oh yeah, that is a great story. Yeah,
That's
that's
a
a great
great
story.
story.
Yeah, yeah, that is a great story. I
With
gotta.
also with the the in the comic book. So what I love about the Dark Tower comic books, it brings those flashbacks. It puts the flashbacks in the present time, and it starts off with again the Roland at the academy with the hawk and besting what's his face, the shit,
He trainer.
his trainer, yeah,
Yeah, he's
his
a
teacher,
mentor.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
That I love that about that.
I do
So
love that. I mean, I like all the. I mean, Dark Tower is my one of my favorite series. I I have a hard time choosing between that and Stan. Those two books, those two series. I mean, Stan is one book, but you know what I mean. But yeah, out of if I had to choose one, I would choose a drawing of the three. The what I liked about it is that as you reading on, you don't understand. Remember when I'm spoiling here, guys? I'm spoiling. Okay, when Roland opens that door, right, and, and Stephen King describes what's happening to Roland. For a long time, I didn't understand what was going on. Then it just clicked on me. He's having a vertigo in an airplane. I'm going, oh my gosh! Finally, that Roland in someone else's body is, he's, and I'm going, gosh, wait, it just was so uh, visual for me, even though it was all words.
yeah,
You know, he called it Popkins.
yeah,
Uh, Popkins became a sandwich for me now. Popkins.
Hopkins.
I would love to have some Popkins at the airplane. I mean, if I'm flying somewhere, we're offering Popkins today. I will take it. I'll take it.
Okay, so I got an interesting story about the gunslinger. So first off, I'm a big Stephen King fan. This is what I appreciated about you, Young. Like you and I we've never really discussed Stephen King. I think we discussed it once, but I've been reading King since I was a little kid,
Awesome.
and
That would be cool.
yeah, I mean some of my favorite books. Obviously, you gotta put The Shining as up there.
Yeah,
You gotta
Shining.
put you gotta put Misery up there. You've got to put it. You got to put it up
I
there.
haven't read it. I haven't read it, so
Oh, it's.
that's why
I
I
mean,
didn't go
it's
watch the
just
movie either.
it's a really warped book, but it's got to be up there. it'll give you nightmares, and it's a worked book, but it should be up there. Um, what else? Pet Cemetery's good. You know, like uh, I mean, there's just so many good books, right? But when I started reading Gunslinger, the Dark Tower series, Gunslinger came out when I was in what, I think I was a senior in high school, right? It came out when I was a senior in high school, and I started it, and when I read it, I was like, "This is like one of the best. It's like one of the best books I've ever read." And then, like the subsequent books came out, right? And each one was just getting better, and you just got more invested in these characters, and then the story just got more elaborate, and they built this entire, like, the Dark Tower, the the axis of, all the where all the destinies and fates, or, like, all the different universes parallels meet. I was just like, man, this is just an incredible creation. And Stephen King had written up to book 6, okay, and he got into a car accident. Do you remember that news, Young? When he got into the car
Yeah,
accident?
yeah, he was walk because he likes to walk. That's where he walks, and that's where he, basically his meditation technique
Hmm.
and to write. So yeah, yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. So he was in, like, the ICU. That he almost lost his life. And when I heard that news, I was like, but he hasn't finished. He hasn't finished the last book,
Oh yeah.
right? The what is it? The Rose. Um, he hasn't finished the last book, and I was just like, oh my god, he can't die. He cannot die.
You heard about this fan person story that reminds me of this lady. She was having a cancer, and and she was wondering. I think it's point where I don't know what happened, but she's like waiting for his book. She wanted to read his book before she dies. You know, so she sent the request. I don't know what happened to that story, but I want to hear about that story. What happened to it? If anybody know what happened to that story, where there was this lady, she had some kind of a she's she's been diagnosed to die within a month or so, and she wanted to read Stephen King's final Dark Tower series,
Right,
and
right.
he had to basically he had to give her a copy of before he go publish. I don't know what happened to that story. I don't. I would like to hear about that story
No,
because
but so so Stephen King was in a coma. They didn't know if he was going to make it out, and the kind of news on his status kind of went dark. Right, it was just like they didn't know he was going to make it, but then I think he got stabilized, and they said he was going to make it. And I was just like, oh my gosh, but I was still, there was so much anxiety. I had so much anxiety because I was like, he's got to finish this series, right? And then he got better. He did some interviews, and in the interview, he said, "I'm going to get right to work on," because like his life flashed before his eyes. That he also was thinking the same thing. Like, I didn't finish this. I didn't finish this book. I got to finish. So he started writing it right away, and
and
it got
he
published right away.
and wouldn't did he insert himself into his books 9 or
It was in the last one.
it's the last one? Okay,
It's the
yeah,
last
yeah,
one. They where he inserts him into and he puts that scenario where they rescue. So it's just crazy. But anyway, so okay, and this is where the story gets funny. So I'm on this high school to now what? It's been what, 30 years, right? Almost 30, right? High school to um I'm now in my 40s, right? So actually that book came out when I was it was like it came out like in 2000, I want to say 2010. Someone correct me. It came out last decade anyway. It came out like in the 2000s, right? And when it came out, I of course got the book, right?
Okay. So okay, let me. So Nolan remembers he didn't give her a copy because he didn't know how it would end, but he told her what he thought he might do. Okay, that's
Mhm.
good.
Yeah. So
Anyway,
okay,
I'm
the
sorry.
book. I get the book, and I start reading it right away. I start reading it right
Sorry,
away.
Susanna. Okay.
Yeah, and I get to about, I want to say halfway, or like halfway or third, like almost like a little beyond the halfway point. And mind you, this is a story I've been just following since for like decades, right? And I said, wait a minute, if I finish this book right now, it's just going to end. The story's going to end, right? Like I will know the ending, and I can go back and read it, and it's just going to end. So what I did, I stopped reading it. I stopped reading it. I was like, no, I'm gonna
Book
savor
six.
it. I'm gonna
Okay.
wait. And so I've read through the half of the last, a little past the half of the last book, and it's good. That last book is good. But yeah, I stopped reading it because I didn't want it to end. I was like, if I
So you never
read this,
finished it?
I haven't finished it yet.
Mm.
Yeah, I have the book. The bookmark is in like around the halfway point, but I stopped reading
Here's the
it. I
way
didn't
I
want it
look
to
at
end.
it. When I revisit, let's say I finished reading it, I'd like to read it over again, sometime later, like years, 2 years later. Every time like for instance, when I start reading Stans again, I feel like I'm visiting a old friend. All the characters that I read about, I'm reading
Yeah,
again, and oh, I'm meeting this guy again. I'm meeting this girl again. I feel like
yeah.
I'm just meeting these old friends again. So
I feel
that's
the
the
same
way I
way.
look at.
Yeah.
That's where I feel. So yeah. So I have
But
no
you know, when
problem.
you read a bit long series like that and it ends, there is a little bit of like, like yeah, it's like, what do I do now? It's
The
like,
empty feeling.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. Hey, sleepy reader. We talk about reading, sleepy reader.
But
And
yeah,
then
I mean that was a lot of anxiety when he got into that coma. I was like, oh
we're
my
supposed to have a
goodness.
video streaming today, Damien. You're supposed to have some kind of a art talk, hangout or something. I didn't see it. Steve
So
will
Damien, we were talking up.
stop reading here because you might not like the ending. uh, yeah, I sort of didn't like it. I sort of didn't like it. So well,
See, that's what I was worried about as well. I was like, maybe I should. I might be a little disappointed having invested so much time. Might be like, what? Like I get angry or something. But yeah, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. It's
I just say I mean like or dislike is not a
I'm gonna
spoiler.
finish it. I am gonna finish it. Um,
Oh,
so
you're on
Damien,
different channel. You're on different channel.
Damien, Namyan Hung and I were talking about either coming down to Portland to go on a hunt with you, or you possibly coming up and us meeting with you here. But we can discuss that, I guess, later. But I think that would be a fun meetup as well, since we're
Yeah,
all
that'd be
kind of
super fun. That'd be super
all in
fun.
the same vicinity now.
Yeah, especially when they didn't even like to drink all those different exotic drinks and stuff on these videos.
I think, yeah,
So, well, wow. This is
it's late
you
already.
know what
Wow.
reminds me? You know what reminds me? The we talked about selling books, and now we talked about Dark Tower. Remember that bookseller? He will never sell. He will never sell his books.
Yeah,
No, I'm not that guy.
that's a. I think Stephen King almost became a comic book writer too.
um, I'm I'm gone in. I'm flying out on 13th of December, but I'm coming back in January. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So Damien, he's
flying
gonna
back and
move.
forth.
He's kind of moved here. He's kind of in between here and Virginia, but he's going to be here for a big chunk, of the year. So there'll be plenty of opportunities to meet up. Either we come down or you come up. We'll talk whatever's most convenient, but find a good time to yeah, looking forward to that.
Damien was, I guess. Oh yeah, we are on 2 channels right now. This video is on 2 channels.
Yep.
Yeah, it's supposed to. We are testing whether we could put our stream on my channel and his channel, so that whatever the collaboration that Otaku and I do is on both channels.
So let's remind people what's going on here. Again, Namman Hyung and I met.
No, it's been around for a long time. I just finally got Otaku to log on to my account, and we set it up so that we could
simulcast. Yeah,
because I've been simulcasting on my. I have 3 different channels. I've been simulcasting some of my videos on 3 different channels at once. So it's been around for a while. It's not a new thing.
I got Hillary Bard to come back on Wednesday. Wow, cool. Awesome.
Oh, SpongeBob work.
Yeah.
Oh wow, cool.
SpongeBob was cool.
All right.
So we just want to remind everybody, right after the CBA Awards on this Saturday again.
Hopefully, it's a little pending because I'm hoping that CBA Awards don't exceed 2 hours. It may exceed 2 hours because they got so many things going on.
We'll go on right after, because I think you and I are going to be watching anyway.
Yeah,
so we'll go on right after CBA Awards. So
yeah,
around 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't want to miss CBA Awards either.
Yeah. I don't want to miss that. Yeah.
So for those of you tuning in to CBA Awards, just hop into our channel right after.
Either one of those channels.
Either or.
I won't watch it on both channels. But
a reminder, CBA Awards are going to come out. They're going to announce the awards on at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern on Brian LCS's channel. He doesn't. Yeah, it's going to be on his channel, right?
Yeah.
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 He's going to announce the awards. Again, we're both up for best collaborative channel.
Yeah, collaboration channel. Yeah. Our Meet the Artist, Meet the Collector series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So hopefully you voted for us. Voting is closed. You can't vote for us now, but
it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, if we win, that's great. If we don't, we're just happy to be nominated.
We're honored. Yeah, honored to be on it.
But we definitely want to watch that, tune into that on again Saturday, and then right after around
Brian's channel. Yeah.
On 8 p.m., we're going to broadcast our haul from our Unmyeong Comic Hunt.
Yeah, our Fate Comic Hunt.
Our Fate Comic Hunt, because it was not only our first physical meeting. It was just an amazing time. It was like. I feel like it really,
yeah, that's sexy.
It really felt like we weren't meeting for the first time. It just felt like we'd known each other our entire lives and we were just hanging out, right? There was just no like awkwardness or weirdness about that day.
I feel like I just met my family again.
Yeah. Really felt that way.
Yeah, it wasn't. There was no. There was no. You'll see our videos.
Yeah, you'll see our video. But we just had a great day. It was quite possibly the best day I've had. I've been telling everybody this. It's the best day I have ever had at a comic book shop. Best comic book hunt of the year, if not ever. And a large part of that had to do with just hanging out with my buddy here.
Hey, Damien, do you like Metal Man books? I got this for $1.
I I know he does.
12 cents book for $1. Silver
Yeah.
Age.
Yeah. We got a lot of great deals at Ancient Comics, which is the place we went to, and where
What was the second place you went to?
we went to Hill of Comics, the second place. Hill of Comics. So they're both actually really great places. They're very different in terms of like price structure and selection. But which one was your favorite of the two?
I like Ancient Comics. I like it.
Right,
Yeah.
He just has the best prices
Yeah.
and a great selection of books. So
Yeah. I never actually read Metal Man until I mean I got several issues of Metal Man because I thought they looked cool. I just like robot drawings, and I thought they were really looking. I mean, I thought they looked cool. That's why I got it, and I just looked at the art. I never read it. Then when I got the issue one reprint, I got that for $1 too, right? I forgot that was $1 book, and I'm going, oh wow, I'm so lucky. I got the issue one. I get to read original story. Well, it turns out it's not original story. It's not first appearance of Metal Man, but it's the
like
solo.
yeah.
Yeah. So so now I have to look for that. But I just love the quirkiness of it. Back in 1960, instead of saying something like artificial intelligence, it said responsometer. They had a responsometer. So this doctor come up with this perfect responsometer. It responds to everything. He thought of everything. How do you think of everything?
Yeah.
But they act quirky. They don't
Yeah.
act, they don't. They have flaws. In these robots have flaws, and so it's really quirky. I just love it. I don't know.
The sexiest newcomer. I just read Damien's comment. Wasn't Namman in a bunch of categories? Sexiest newcomers.
Okay. Yeah, I was on 3 categories. One was a newcomer, the sexiest newcomer. I probably will never make it. And then I think I was in our collaboration, and I forgot what third one was.
It was wasn't it like best content for like between 0 to 500? Best channel for
I don't know. I forgot what the third one was. But yeah, I'm just thankful for somebody thinking of that much. I appreciate that.
yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna head on to bed. So
Yeah.
look for us on Saturday
Saturday.
after CBC Awards.
Yep.
2 hours later.
Also, Young's got a video coming out tomorrow, right? You're gonna upload one tomorrow.
Yeah.
I've got a video coming out tomorrow, so look for those. And we'll see you on Saturday.
Good night, guys.
All right.